So we have 3 scenarios. Denominator never be 0. And numerator divided by denominator. In the second case,
It's a little blurry on the Zoom. It's just like it's not focused that well. Thank you.
okay. And the second case, we have square root of a, and if n with n is even, a is greater than or equal to 0. Otherwise, the domain gonna be all real numbers. Or you can say negative infinity, infinity. Okay. So let's take a look at an example. A typical example is here. Yeah. Okay, so now I have some combination. I combined the first scenario, that is x minus 5 doesn't equal to 0, right? Because here we have a denominator. We also have the square root. So basically we have 2 scenarios for this example. Right, 2 scenarios. So do you guys understand these 2 scenarios? The first case is corresponding to the first scenario, right? Denominator never be 0. Second case, we have a square root. So that means what? We want this guy is greater than or equal to 0, right? So we have 3x plus 1 greater than or equal to 0. So let's solve it. For the first case, x doesn't equals 5. Right? And for the second case, we have what? We can solve it. Subtract 1 for both sides. We're going to get 3x greater than or equal to a negative 1. Divided by 3 for both sides. Right. We're going to get x greater than or equal to a negative 1/3. Okay. Now you can draw the x-axis. Right. Draw the x-axis. You have x doesn't equal 5. Okay. You have negative 1/3. And we know here is a greater than or equal to, so it's inclusive, right? Inclusive. And x doesn't equal 5 will be a breakpoint, right? Breakpoint. Because x doesn't equal 5, so break this guy to 2 parts, right? 2 parts. So we can combine it. Okay, we can combine it. And then we got the interval format is this guy, right? Interval format for this guy. I want you guys to try it. One examples. Try this one for me. Okay, find the domain for me. Okay, I'm gonna write down the answer on board. So here we have combination, right? Combination. We have denominator, right? Denominator never be 0. And of course, we have square root. Everything inside of square root is going to be greater than or equal to 0, right? So for the first inequality, we're going to get x doesn't equal to. For the second one, subtract 10 for both sides and divided by -1 for both sides. We're going to change the sign, right? Divided by -1, positive. Divided by -1 will be 10. Right? Change the sign when you divide by a negative number. Okay, so now we can draw the x-axis. So we have 2 and 10. Right? So 10, x less than or equal to 10 should be here, right? However, 2 is a breakpoint. Doesn't equal to, right? So it should be a blah, 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 like that, right? Because here is a breakpoint. It's not included, this point, right? Should be 2 parts. And be careful, here the 10 is included, right? 10 is included, so we put square root. Yeah, square root.
Doesn't matter which way we write the answer.
Which way you write the answer? That means you start this one first,
You
right?
put that first, if you put the 10 first over the
I suggest you start with the smallest to the largest. That's the rule, okay? So I think my MATLAB will only accept from the smallest to the largest.
Okay.
Yeah. Here is the smallest, right? Or you can say, hey, let's start from the left to the right, okay? From the left to the right. So here, negative infinity to the 2, and the 2 to the 10, okay? Question?
Since on the line it says that it's not equal to 2, why are you writing 2 in the
Because 2 is not included, right?
Oh, that the regular thing to see means that the number's not included?
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you do your homework?
No, I just forgot.
Yeah, if we use a square bracket, that means included. Did you see it here? It's equal, right? So we put square bracket. If it's a round bracket, that means it's not included. Okay, be careful. And also, I'm pretty sure we have a lot of problems in your test too. Going to be very similar like that. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Let's try another one. This one is a little bit tricky. Okay. Think about it. X domain. It's a combination, right? Combination. Think about it. Okay, I'm gonna write down the answer on board. So we have denominator that doesn't equal 0, right? And the second case, we have square root. Everything inside square root gonna be greater than or equal to 0, right? So for the denominator, for this inequality, subtract 1 for both sides, right? And divided by -1, x doesn't equals 1. And addition, add 6 for both sides, and divided by 3, positive, right? Divided by 3 is going to be positive. We're going to change the sign. So now you can draw the x-axis. So we have 1 and 2, right? And for the 2, we know that guy is what?
Right.
Greater than or equal to. And we know the 1 is a breakpoint here, right? So basically, this breakpoint doesn't break this part. So that means what? That means the interval should be from 2 to negative, because this breakpoint is not located here, right? Did you see it? Right? Did you see it? So it's nothing to do with the solution. Doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter, because x greater than equal to 2, right? Is this part. Is this part. Nothing to do with here. So you just copy this guy, okay? Let's just copy this guy. It's a little bit tricky. Usually we have the breakpoint in the middle here. And so divide this part to 2 parts, right? Two parts. So you can put a union there, right? That's the previous example. However, here is outside of this part, okay? Outside of this part. So it's nothing to do with this part. So we just write down this interval, right? Interval. Okay, now let's try the last one. Try this one for me. Oh, sorry. Here's 3. I mute all of you guys. Huh? What? What is the letter before X? You mean here?
Is that a segment? No, before the 44.
Under.
This one?
Yeah.
No, on the example.
This one?
No, under the actual word example. On the floor.
Oh, hx. Hx is a function, just like a fx. Use different letter. Okay. I can use Okay, let me write the answer on board. I think it's not too hard, right? This time. We already practiced 3 examples. This time, I wish everybody gonna make it. Let's take a look. The 3 minus x doesn't equal 0. And the second one gonna be what? 5x minus 10.
10 greater than equal to 0.
Okay, good job. So for the first equation, subtract 3 for both sides and divide by -1. Right? X doesn't equal 3. Second one, add 10 for
10.
both sides. Divided by 5 is positive. So we don't need to change the sign. So now we have what? We have 2 and 3. 3 is not included, right? So
Bracket on 2.
yeah. Okay. So the 3 is here. It's not included. So we can combine the solution from 2 to 3, union 3 to infinity. Okay, that's it. Do you want more examples or just continue? Do you want more such examples or just continue? Huh? Another example, okay. So this time I'm gonna give you guys another example.
I'm getting it right, but I'm putting brackets in the it's like whenever you put it on the line, that's the part I didn't.
Oh, so you missed this part. Okay, I'm gonna address this one again. So we do the combination of these 2 parts, okay? Basically what we are doing is do the combination of this part. So what you're gonna do is just draw this like that. Draw the 2. Here's x greater than 2, right? X greater than or equal to 2. So you can have like that. Right? You can have like that. And then you find that this guy is a breakpoint, doesn't equal 3. So put a circle there. Is a breakpoint. So break this part to 2 parts. Okay, so 2 parts like that. Okay, that means it's not included. Okay, now I give you guys another example like that. So x doesn't equals 1, x greater than equals 0. How to draw this guy? How to draw this guy? Now put the 0 and 1 here, right? And for this guy, x greater than equals 0. That's very straightforward, right? Everybody understand how to draw this guy from here to infinity. And here we have x doesn't equals 1. That means what? It's a break point. And break point means we're gonna break this part to 2 parts. Right? 2 parts. Then what? We have 0, 1, 1, infinity. Okay. And another example gonna be here. For example, how to find this guy? How to use the interval format to describe these inequalities. The same things. You find these 2 points, right? And for this guy, we have what? We have x greater than or equals 3. So x greater than or equal to 3 is like that, right? That's, you know how to draw this this inequality, right? It's like that, right? And now for this inequality, it doesn't equal to -2, is a circle. And this guy is a breakpoint, but doesn't break this part, right? So we see what? We see 3 infinity. Okay, then the last example. How about this guy? Now try this one for me, okay? Try this one for me. You guys need to know how to write down the interval because the my math lab requires this format, right? When you do your homework, it requires your interval format. Otherwise, if you don't know, otherwise you're gonna have some trouble. Okay, so I'm gonna write down the interval format for you guys. -2 and 3. So here is x less than or equal to 3. Like that, right? Like that. And then we know this guy is the break point, right? Break point. So break 2 parts. Okay, break it 2 parts. So we have 2 interval from left to right. Okay, so it's -infinity to -2, -2 to 3, and the 3 is included. Okay, that's it. Now I'm gonna give you guys another example about the domain. What is the domain of this guy? Let's take a look, okay? So domain for this guy, is a skew combination. We have the denominator is here, right? So denominator is this guy, doesn't equal 0. We still have what? We have a square root, right? That means what? Everything inside of a square root should be greater than equal to 0, right? So basically we have some combination for this guy. Denominator never be 0. That's the first case. The second case, that everything inside the square root gonna be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, very good. So now let's take a look. So for the denominator never be 0, that means this guy doesn't equal 0, right? We just do the square, right? We're gonna remove the root, remove the root, right? If this guy doesn't equal 0, that means the inside doesn't equal 0, right? Is that clear? Okay, this guy doesn't equal 0, that means this thing doesn't equal 0, okay? And plus 3 for both sides, right? And divided by 2. Well, that's the first inequality. And the second one, very similar. You're gonna get this guy. All right. Now you can draw the picture. We only have 3/2. So for this guy, we know that it is like that, right? Like that. However, here we have a breakpoint located here, right? Breakpoint. So that means it becomes round bracket because here it doesn't equal. We need to combine these two, right? We need to combine these two. Here, although included 3/2, but here tells you it's not included. So we just remove the equal sign, okay? Remove the equal sign, gonna be a 3/2 to infinity, right? Previously, we include the value 3/2. That means it's square bracket, right? So be careful of such little things. If you include the 3/2, gonna be a square bracket. If you write down square bracket in on your MyMathLab, you probably make a mistake. So here it's not included. That means use round bracket. Question?
It'd be like cancel each other out.
Yeah, cancel each other. Here it doesn't equal. Here is include equal, right? So cancel out is gonna be a round brackets. Okay. Previously it's what? Previous like that. You have a breakpoint. A breakpoint is gonna brings the round brackets. Okay. And be careful. Is that clear? Okay. Be careful such little things. I know some of you guys may make a mistake in your test. Okay. Now I'm gonna give you guys another example. Let you guys try it again. Guys on Zoom, please type your name. Type your name in the chat. I want to check your attendance. Thank you.
Negative infinity and 1/2.
Negative infinity 1/2. That's right. That's right. Okay, let me do it on board. So let's take a look. The first case. Right. The second case. The first case actually is the square root, because the denominator never be 0. Okay, denominator never be 0, and the second case gonna be the square root. Everything inside the square root is gonna be greater than or equal to 0. Right. So we're gonna solve it. So the first one, subtracting 1 for both sides, divided by -2. Right. And then the second one, we subtract 1 for both sides, divided by -2. Be careful, when you divide by -2, you're
And
gonna
flip signs.
change the sign. Okay, change the sign. Now you have what? 1/2. So we're gonna like that, right? However, here we find x doesn't equal 1/2. So this guy is a breakpoint. Change it to the round bracket. So -1/2. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Wait a minute. How do you know again that you use the parentheses instead of the bracket? I missed that point again. How do you know that you need the parentheses instead of the bracket? Put it on there.
How do I put? Oh, you mean here, right?
Yeah.
So the square. This guy, you can draw the picture for this guy. You 1/2 is included like that, right? This inequality. So things here is doesn't equal. That means what? It's not included. It's not included, right? So it becomes what? Becomes round bracket.
Okay, so is that every time you do one like this?
Yeah. Because here it's not included. Doesn't include this point.
Okay.
Here's an equal sign. Here doesn't equal sign. When you combine it, it doesn't equal. Doesn't include, right? Yeah. Or you can say use the picture. Here's initially that is a square bracket. Since here is a breakpoint. Breaking point is gonna change the square bracket to the round bracket, right? Like we did before. Like we did before, like that. For example, here, right? We know this x less than or equal to 3, right? It's like that. However, here's a breakpoint. Breakpoint, we're gonna change this guy to the round bracket, right? Round bracket. So we have 2 parts. And for this case, since this breakpoint is overlapped this point, okay, 1/2, right? Overlapped with each other. So we just change the square bracket to the round brackets, okay? Or you can say here is equal, doesn't equal, here it's equal. Just combine it, gonna be x less than 1/2. That's it. Right? Here's doesn't equal, here's equal. Just combine it. You're gonna get x less than 1/2. X less than 1/2 gonna be this one. Okay. Yeah, both ways should be okay for me, as long as you get the correct answer. Okay. Because here it's doesn't equal, here it's equal. If you combine it, it's less than. Okay. Understood? Clear? Very good. Very good. So as we know The domain is about all the elements in the X set, and the range is about all the Y elements in the Y set, right? In the Y set. So if I give you a curve, not a very specific function like that, not a function like that, how to find the domain and the range, okay? So let's take a look, a curve. If I give you a curve, so for example, if I give you a curve like that, okay? How to find the domain? How to find the range? Okay, now let's take a look. The strategy is here. As we know, the domain is always about the X element. So it's always about the X coordinates. Okay, so it's always from the left to the right. From the left to the right. Okay, so we start with this point. From the left, you draw a vertical line or use a pen. Okay, a vertical line or a pen goes from left to right. Go, 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 go. Okay, so we can see the point on the curve can be included everywhere, right? Because here I use an arrow, means this curve always goes up, right? If I use an arrow, that means the curve always goes up, right? Goes up. So you can see from the left, you can see the curve goes up, goes this way, go to the infinity, right? So you can see the X coordinate from negative infinity to positive infinity. Is that clear? Please use a pen or vertical line. Move from the left to the right. Okay, from here to here. You can see the curve, the point on the curve, right? You can see it because this curve always goes to infinity. So we can tell the X coordinate here, the X coordinates gonna be from negative infinity to positive infinity because it includes everything for the X coordinate. Now the range. Range is about the Y coordinates. So starts the downside. We start the curve here, right? Because that's a horizontal line, or use a pen like that, move. We're gonna start here, right? Start here, because this curve, the smallest value gonna be 1, right? So it's here, move to the infinity. So that means 1 to infinity, okay? 1 to infinity, because this curve starts this smallest value, right? Move above, right? Move above, and the curve always goes up, right? Always goes up. So we can move to infinity. Put it here like that. Okay. So use such a method to find the domain and the range. Okay. Here I use the square bracket because this one is included. Okay. Because here is a solid point, right? It's included. If I put here is a circle, that means what? That means it's not included. Then you need to write down like that. Okay. If it's a circle, you use round bracket because it's undefined. Okay. Circle means undefined. Okay. Is that clear? Very good. Very good. Now I'm gonna give you guys a very specific example. If I give you a function like that, what is the domain?
What do the fractions say? 2 out of 2?
Fraction?
You have fractions on the
Oh, here. Here's a pi. Sorry.
oh
Negative pi over 2. Pi over 2. This is a pi. You know the pi, right? 3.14, something like that. Okay, so I give you a curve like that. So now the same thing. How to find the domain? Use a pencil, vertical, or use a vertical line, right? Goes from the left to the right. So the first touch, the curve is this point, right? This point is negative pi, right? So first touch, because here I don't have the arrow. That means curve starts the point here, right? Do you understand? Here, the difference between this guy and this example and this example. Here I use the arrow. That means this curve always goes up, right? Goes up. And here I don't use the arrow. That means the curve stop here, right? Stop here. So move this pencil vertical or vertical line. We can say this vertical line starts with this point, right? Move, stop here, right? Stop here. Pi, right? Because here we don't see the curve goes down, right? So we're gonna stop here. That means from this point to this point. So the domain is negative pi to pi. And we can say here is a solid point, right? You see it? From left to right, about x coordinate, okay? So it starts here to here, right? Did you see it? From negative pi to pi, okay?
Yep.
So it's negative pi to pi. Now for the range, is from the in y direction, right? In y direction. So it starts with the smallest value is negative 1.
-1.
Blah, 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 goes up, goes up, goes up. The maximum value is 1, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have. Do you guys understand? It seems very confusing or not? Understood. Good, good, good. It seems you guys can understand. Just use a pencil, okay? Or use a pen. Let's move it. Starts with the smallest value from the downside to the upside. So for the range, so there, so first touch is a -1, right? Move to the highest value is 1, right? So -1 to 1, okay? And for the domain is about x coordinate, so from the left to the right. So starts this point, move, stop here, right? And for this example, because we have the arrow, that means goes to infinity. So it goes to infinity, that means to the infinity, right? Is that clear? And for the range, from downside to the upside. So the first touch is here, right? Move to infinity because here is a arrow, right? So it should be a infinity. Is that clear? Very good, very good. Now I'm gonna give you guys very challenging one. Now that everything is so easy. Okay, find the domain and the range for me. Well, this is an empty circle. That's a circle, that's a circle, okay? That's an empty circle, okay? Circle means it's a break point. It's undefined, okay? Oh, here with one. Okay, I'm gonna do it on board. Let's take a look. The domain from left to right, right? From left to right. So we use a vertical line or a pen, move from the left to right. So we're gonna move, starts with this point, right? And this point is a break point. So when you write down the domain, you need to be careful. We're gonna start with round brackets, okay? So here's a circle, that means it's not included, right? So use the round bracket, blah, 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 here to the 2. Okay, you find this guy is a breakpoint, right? Breakpoint. So we're gonna have 0 to 2. Union, again, continue to move, right? Because 2 here is empty, it's a circle, right? It's not included. So you need to consider this guy is a breakpoint. So continue to move. So here we can say 2 parts from the 2 to infinity, right? That's a breakpoint here at the 2, right? So you stop 2 and then stop 2 to infinity, right? So you can see here is a breakpoint. Breakpoint is circle is not included. So use round brackets, right? And move here. We found the 2 is a breakpoint. Right, 2 is a breakpoint, so use round brackets. We stop here and then start with 2 to infinity, right? And the range is from the downside to upside. Let's move to the smallest here, right? It's a 0. It's a 0. 0 is not included. You can see 0 is not included. So from 0. Okay, let's move here. We're still good. However, we move here, that's a breakpoint. And be careful here. This breakpoint is not valid because what? Because we will move here, we found another point. Here is a solid point. It's included as these two. Although here we have a breakpoint, it seems this two is not included, but this point is still included as 2. So we can continue move. Okay, move to infinity. So here to here. You see it? That's the tricky part. Okay, the tricky part is here. So you move to the 2. The same here as a circle, but however, this point is a solid point. It's still included as these 2, right? So we still the 2 is included, right? So let's move to the top. Gonna be a infinity. Question.
Earlier, you know, you said how like the two signs cancel each other out, right? So like bottom the domain, and then it says greater than or equal to, so like the 1/2, and then it says does not equal to 1/2. Like
Oh, you mean the previous example? Okay.
yeah. So shouldn't I guess like my mindset is shouldn't you keep the 2 and just put parentheses like around the parentheses dot? Is it that same thing?
Oh, that's not different. That's different things. Different things. This is for the function. Because here is a combination of these 2. Okay, this is the combination of these 2. And here is like is a curve. But you can understand in the same way. Yeah, you can understand in the same way. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you can understand in the same way. Yeah, because here is less than or equal to. Here doesn't equal to. That means like performs like an empty circle, right? Empty circle. Yeah, yeah. The same thing. Yeah, you can understand in the same way. Yeah. So here's like a breakpoint. Like a breakpoint. It's not included. Okay, so use the round brackets. Okay, round brackets. And be careful for the this point, because this point when you move, you can find here's a circle, right? However, this point is still included too, right? You move here, this 2 is still included by this point. Okay, so we don't consider 2 here is a breakpoint because here is a solid point. Going to cover this point. Okay. Now let's try the last one. Okay, so at the beginning, this point is filled. Okay, is a solid point. Here, these 2 are empty or are circles. Okay, empty circles. So now find the domain and range. Use the same strategy, okay? So here is a 2. And for the domain, you're gonna start here, right? On left to right. And for the range, from downside to upside, right? Start with closed. Oh, here. This is open. It's a circle. Open circle. Okay, that's an open circle. It's undefined. Okay. These two is an open circle. This these two close the circles. Okay. Use the same strategy. Try it by yourself. Okay. I want everybody can write down the right answer. Okay. Use your pencil from the left to right. Right? If you're not so sure, and from the downside to upside. Okay, now let me try it. It's not too hard as long as you understand the method. Right? The domain is from the left to right. Okay, starts with left. Move, move, move. The first touch is here, right? The first touch is here. So it's 1, right? It's 1. Okay, you can write down the 1. Okay, then move again. Move, 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 move here. You find here's a empty circle or open circle. That means that is a break point. So you stop at here, here, right? Empty circle. Then union. Okay, so you continue to move, 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 move to here. You find another break point. That is empty circle. So from 2 to 3, right? You start 2 to 3, and you made another breakpoint is 3. And the union, you start with 3. Move, 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 move to here. You're gonna say 3 to 4. And be careful, here is a solid point. That means it's included, right? That's the domain. So move from the left to right, right? When you see a breakpoint, you're gonna stop it. Right? When you see a breakpoint, you're gonna stop it, or open circle, you're gonna stop it. Okay, stop it at 2 here, then start with 2 to 3. 3 is a circle, open circle. So you need to stop here from 2 to 3, and start with 3 to 4. Right? Is that clear? Very good. Now the range. Range is gonna be from downside to upside. You move. The first touch is here, right? The first touch here. And be careful here. You can see this guy is a break point. However, here is a closed point. Or here is an open circle. Here is a closed circle. And this closed circle already includes the 1, right? So 1 should be included, right? 1 should be included because this point includes the 1, right? And then move to the highest value. The higher value it should be a 2, right? 2. And we can see after we move here, we found this point is open, right? It's open point. And this guy is a closed point. That means the 2 is included by this point. So we're still gonna use square bracket. Do you see it? Okay. It seems you guys making some mistakes. Okay, I'll give you guys another one. Sorry. I want to make sure everybody gonna make it. So here is open circle. Here's an open circle. Open circle at 2, 2. Open circle at 1, 4. Now find the domain and the range. I give you guys 1 minute. Try it by yourself. Use the strategy that I told you. Move the pencil. Okay. Move the pencil. Move, move, move. It's the first touch here, right? And then you see the break point here. Stop here, and then start this point. Move, 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 move. And here we have the arrow. Arrow, that means continue, right? Goes down. So we can go to infinity.
Just open circle, close circle, arrow.
Yeah. Open circle, close circle, and arrow, right? 1 minute. Be quick, be quick. You're done? Did you get it?
Not yet. I read it wrong. Wrote it down.
It's a little bit tricky, I tell you. The examples that I gave you always a little bit tricky. But if you can use this pencil, move from the left to right and move from the upside, downside to upside, that should be a good assistance to help you guys figure out this problem. Okay, now let's do it. So I'm gonna move this pencil from the left to the right. The first touch is 1, right? Because it's circle, open circle, that means it's not included. So second touch is 2, right? Because here is a open circle. We move, and then starts with 2, right? Move, 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 move. Because here is an arrow, that means goes to infinity. We move, move, move to infinity. This can be go to the infinity, right? Move, move, move. And the range, downside to the upside. You can say the curve always goes down. So we from the negative infinity to move, right? And we first touch the breakpoint is here. However, this value 2 is included by this point, right? This point. So the 2 should be included. Okay. So it still goes up, goes up, goes up, goes to the top. And we find the highest value should be here. And that is open circle. Should be like that. That's it. Okay. I wrapped up class here.
Does it matter which order we put that in? Like
Wait.
in the unit, does it matter? The domain, does it matter which one we put first?
You mean here?
Yeah.
From the smallest to the largest. Okay. Always from the left to the right. Okay. Put it in the smallest to the largest. Okay. Before you leave, please type your name in the computer. Thank you. Read more notes. You are making a struggle. I think you are pretty smart. You are very smart. How about you? Do you understand everything on board? Good, good. Make sure you can solve these type problems. Okay.
Yeah, I just get a little backwards on the brackets.
Yeah. Be careful about the empty circle. Yeah. You should be okay. And you have some trouble.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
That last one.
How about you?
Iffy. So. I mean, I think I got the process down. I just need to practice.
Great, great, great. You're okay, huh? Good, good.
I have questions for you on the proctor thing. So like, compared to when we did our first test, with the proctor thing, do we go like to the proctor thing and take our test there, or do we just take it on
In your house.
the math lab? No, I'm saying, do we take it on the math lab and it just proctors through it?
Yeah.
Or do we have to go to their website and take it from there?
Oh, no. The proctor you just like
Uses the camera with
it's just with the camera. When you log into the when you're logging into the proctor, they will give you some kind of procedures, take a picture of you and stuff like that. Then give you a link. You click the link and open the website. If they don't give you the link, you just click your browser and type the Pearson sign in, and that's your test.
So it just depends on which way
They give you.
they give you to do the thing of whether you go to Pearson or whether you just go through them.
Yeah, go through that because they just offer the camera.
Right, yeah, they just,
They
yeah.
monitor you, just monitor you. They're
Right.
gonna give you the test.
So I could still do it through Pearson.
Or Pearson
just use the
website.
camera.
Yeah, you can after you finish complete the procedures, they're gonna have the camera stare to you. You're supposed to prepare the camera. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, have the camera with you, and they should take all the necessary procedures.
Let me ask you a question on the camera, right? Like to do my, instead of using the laptop, to do like my Pearson stuff, I use this tablet and it has a keyboard.
Do you have the
Right.
camera here?
But the thing is, like the camera's through like right here, it's not facing this way, so I don't know if that would work for, you know what I'm
I
saying?
think it's probably you're gonna have a trouble. You probably have a trouble if you're gonna have
Yeah.
the camera. They want the camera
Like the
monitor
camera,
you.
like facing you.
Oh, facing
I
you.
got you.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if that made a difference or not, you know? Cause I've never did the proctor and stuff before, you know?
Mhm.
It's a whole new experience.
Yeah, that's a whole new experience. That's right. That's right.
think I got that down. And if I have any more questions on it, I can just email you later.
Sure, no problem.
I'm just trying to, make sure I got, everything I need as far as that,
Yeah, I understand.
because I got this,